My name is Mona Lisa Abimbola Aze. I'm Chief Executive Officer, Creative Director, Mona Matthews. Mona Matthews is a purely Nigerian brand, and what we basically do is design and produce shoes that are handcrafted here in Lagos, Nigeria. I studied law at the University of Lagos and I practiced law. I actually had my own law firm, but I found out that there's a creative side to me that wasn't being expressed as a lawyer. And I tried my hands in a few things, but eventually I got led into making shoes. That's how Mona Matthews started. The major problems I had starting off my business was getting the kind of personnel that I wanted to make the kind of shoes that I wanted. My kind of production is 100% handcrafted, so the whole process is made by hand. And when I started, I wanted to make female shoes. And I wanted to make exotic female shoes. I didn't just want to make sandals or the slippers, flat sandals or slippers that everybody else was willing to make. I wanted to make high heels. I wanted glamour. I wanted bling from day one, you know. And a few of the shoemakers that I met were like, oh, you know, we don't make female shoes, you know, and stuff. And I wanted to make female shoes. There were lots of beautiful big women who couldn't find the kind of shoes that they wanted in the colors and styles that, you know, they wanted. So that was my first niche, and I went after them. And it wasn't difficult because I already fall into that category, and I had a certain idea of what will appeal to them and all of that. But following closely on that, I realized that being a shoe designer and producer in Nigeria, there was a market for shoes, you know, coordinated shoes and bags, the kind of shoes that a bride would want to wear for her traditional wedding, and the bride's mother and the bride's sister, you know. So I cottoned on to the fact that the wedding industry was very vibrant, still is, and that was a very good niche for me as well. So basically what I did was I attended wedding fairs, I advertised in wedding magazines, and just basically related with that industry. So when you're thinking wedding and you're thinking shoes, you're thinking Mona Matthews. Basically, that's what we did. Our tagline is the African style, and basically what we're about is showing that Africans have style. And since we no longer swing from trees and live in mud houses, the shoes don't particularly look ethnic all the time, but they're created to suit our style as Africans and as Nigerians. So yes, we do intend, we have gone outside Nigeria, we've attended shows and exhibitions in other parts of the world, we've done a little bit of export, but we certainly intend to go beyond Nigeria. And when people see these shoes, they'll be like, oh, you mean these were made in Nigeria? I'm like, yes. I mean, it's not just that they were made in Nigeria, they can be made in Nigeria. Nigerians can and do produce excellent work. Now, one of the things Mona Matthews is about is to show how to dress as an African and how to, you know, like accessorize as an African and look glamorous and look very trendy. One thing I've learned about business is you will make mistakes. You will experience loss. You will have, you know, maybe to make refunds or repairs or whatever that will cost you money. But the important thing really is to just keep going on. In 10 years, I mean, goodness, I have had all kinds of issues, but it's just to keep going on. You wipe your tears and you move on, and you move on to the next thing. And fortunately for me, there are loads of people around who encourage me, and I tend to want to listen to those ones more than those who discourage me.